Good morning and welcome to the New Jersey Morning Show. I'm Cara Falco.
And I'm Kristina Behr. Today is Friday, July 1st, and we have a star-spangled show for you today.
Oh, hey. We're talking about what wine to pair with your holiday barbecue, and we've got a look at a lot of great events going on around the state. I'm excited already.
It's busy. Plus, we're talking to the founder of Evergreen Activewear. It's a sustainable maternity line based right here in New Jersey.
I love stuff like this.
Yes.
But first, let's check a look at that holiday weekend forecast with meteorologist Mike Favetta. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning to you. Starting this holiday weekend off on a hot note. Tongue-tied there. It's so hot.
Everybody, we're all fired up today.
Day. It's warm, and it gets even hotter this afternoon. Feels like temperatures could near 100 inland. I think actual air temperatures will climb into the mid and upper 90s. So a very warm finish to the day with the muggy and tropical air in place thanks to all that high humidity. Temperature today climbs to 95 degrees. Many locations here in New Jersey never really cooled off all that much overnight. That's why we start off in the mid and upper 70s. Looking ahead through the rest of this afternoon, cooler locations will be down along the shore points, but inland, say taking 195 westward over toward Trenton, 96, down the turnpike toward Camden, 97. Those are actual air temperatures, feeling a bit hotter with that heat and humidity. We'll take another check of your forecast. We've got plenty to talk about for the fireworks taking place across New Jersey. We'll let you know which night is best. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Cara, Kristina?
All right, Mike. Sounds good. Thanks so much.
And Don Smith has the ride. Is the Parkway crazy yet, Don?
Morning, Kristina, and good morning, Karen. Good morning, Mike. Yeah, not yet. So that's some good news here. But we do have other issues, maybe for some getting to the Parkway in the shore communities. Let's go to the maps and we'll take a look at eastbound 195 now. We are all tied up here into exit 11. And actually, I need to share my screen here. That's on me. Sorry about that. Let's just share the screen. There we go. And we'll bring up the maps and fire away. Here we go. So we eastbound 195 now. And this is out by exit 11. So all lanes are going to be subject to closure, we'll put it at. Just east of the Turnpike in Allentown, I should say. It's Allentown into Upper Freehold. It's been a crash, been out there for about the last hour, 90 minutes or so. So we're going to go subject to closure, especially if you are maybe heading to Great Adventure for an afternoon here this morning. So watch for that. Again, even heading out towards the Garden State Parkway is starting to see some backups as well going east here over by 138. Now, if you're traveling through Manasquan, Spring Lake, you can see 35 already busy, starting to build a little more volume out towards Point Pleasant. Not so much yet right here on the Brielle Bridge, but the ride in Bayhead is getting a little busier. But your Parkway now starting to see a little bit of a slowdown south here in the exit about 102 or so in that area. So maybe we're starting to see a little bit of that short traffic starting to mount. Other than that, the Turnpike is fine. Parkway on over towards Atlantic City is good, into Ocean City, Middle Township. The Turnpike is going to be clear all the way out to the Delaware Memorial Bridge. Now, for our friends maybe heading out towards the Poconos, Pennsylvania, 78, Interstate 80 is also moving along at a good pace. 287 is fine. Morristown. It's the southbound Parkway. We're still really slow into the long-term construction south of 78. Now we're back through Irvington. So this could also be an indication some of our friends are coming out of Essex County, trying to make that early getaway push heading towards the shore points. Looking pretty good throughout the rest of North Jersey, but 17 now, we're getting word of a crash. This is as you come up into Allendale Avenue here this morning, and that's really heavy back through Ho-Hocus. This is probably going to run you about another 15 or 20 minutes. I mean, get yourself over to Franklin Turnpike is going to be the better option. We'll check the bridges and tunnels now, about 15 to 20 at the George, under about 10 at the Holland, and New Jersey Transit's on or close to schedule. And that's what's happening in the traffic center. Cara, Kristina, send it back over to you.
All right. Thanks so much, Don.
So nationally, there is a shortage of lifeguards for the summer, and the Jersey Shore is seeing it as well.
Yeah, the pandemic can be partially credited for the shortage. Lifeguards have to go through certification classes, and also pay is a big factor.
Yeah, so according to the job website Indeed, it listed more than 1,400 available lifeguard positions here in New Jersey. Employers have been raising lifeguard pay to compete over the limited pool of applicants and offering unique pay incentives as well.
Yeah, Seaside Heights raised lifeguard salaries this year by $1 an hour. Pay starts at $16 an hour. Toms River paying a daily flat fee for lifeguard shifts. So in case there's poor weather and it closes the beach early, right? Well, Brick lifeguards make between $15 and $19 per hour based on their experience, while mid-level supervisors can earn between $19 and $25 an hour. That's a lot of money.
I gotta tell you, for your summer job,
Yeah.
if you're in high school or college, I mean, other than those more managerial positions,
Right.
you know, you see the guy, Island Beach State Park is my beach. And you see the older gentleman who's
Right.
very clearly like the head lifeguard. I don't even
Right.
know what the name of the position is. Clearly an adult, I'm going to assume he gets a salary of some sort from the
Probably,
state.
yeah.
The rest of them are kids.
That's some nice
That's
cash.
good money.
That's some good chunk of change.
Yeah.
But, they're still having trouble filling all these positions, which is crazy. And we're already at the, at the beginning of July.
We're into July.
Yeah, so-
I know they like limiting where you swim.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
or you just have to do
closures or-
what Marie calls chicky-chacky.
Chicky-chacky, just the feet.
Yeah.
Just a little toesies.
Yeah.
But just, another reason to be cognizant too, if you are swimming.
Yes.
You have to take a look around and make sure, hey, is there a lifeguard
Is there
in
someone
that bench?
nearby that can come
Yeah,
get me?
Yeah. So
in case of an emergency.
crazy.
Absolutely. Hey, well, speaking of the beach, Ocean Fest, which is New Jersey's largest 4th of July festival, back with a bang this year.
Yes, the pandemic forced the Independence Day celebration to take a 2-year hiatus, like most things, and the fest usually attracts hundreds of thousands of visitors for the day-long celebration.
They host dozens of diverse food and craft vendors, live entertainment, children's activities. The festival ends with the state's longest fireworks show at 9 p.m., which lights up over the ocean at Pier Village. Again, when I was at Pier Village was like the place to be when I was like, a couple years ago.
just like last year.
Just a few.
It's fine.
But I remember, and I never actually went to that, but it's such a beautiful place, and I could just imagine all of that going on there would be absolutely incredible.
And I feel like now, because everybody's sort of back and everything's finally opened up, and people are just going all out this time around. Let's just celebrate finally normalcy.
Everything.
Yeah. It's going to be a great one. Fireworks, of course, a huge part of the 4th of July holiday, and New York Waterway is participating this year.
Here to tell us all about it is Jennifer Schuck, Communications Manager for New York Waterways. Good morning, Jen.
Good morning. How are you today? So excited.
Good.
It's really technically the start of the 4th of July weekend, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, hey, listen, and I hear you guys are giving folks the best view in the Hudson this year.
Oh, absolutely. There is no better place than to see this Macy's fireworks display than from the water. I was at the Macy's fireworks barge yesterday, and I was speaking with them. They have quite a show that they're going to be putting on. And they were saying, you got to get yourself in a good position where you can clearly see the sky over Manhattan. And I said, you know where you got to be? You got to be on a New York Waterway ferry, one of our 4th of July firework observer cruises that's going out on the 4th of July. We have 2 boats leaving. One's at 6:45 and one is at 7 p.m. because, we got to get in there. The show doesn't start till like 9:20. But it's like, you want to enjoy the water. You want to enjoy the sunset. You want to get into a good position because our captains are pretty competitive. They want to get right up front so our passengers can see. So when you leave Port Imperial and Weehawken, you're going to pass some wonderful, patriotic landmarks, including the Empire State Building and, of course, the Freedom Tower, which is, of course, 1776. So that's how tall it is. So that was on purpose. So you're definitely going to want to take a shot of that when you drive by. Also, you're going to see Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty, and the captains will pause so you can get some nice photos with the statue, some nice photos of downtown Manhattan, and then you're going to keep going on down through underneath the Brooklyn Bridge, past Governor's Island, into the East River, where you can get into position. And you know what? It's so festive out there because there's so many boats out on the water. Everyone's waving to each other. There's music playing, and it's just like a big, big party on the water.
So besides the fireworks, what will a ticket get us, and some of those photo ops too?
Oh my God, the photo ops are it's just indescribable. I mean, the TikTok moments, the Instagram moments, whatever your social media platform moments, this is where you're going to want to be. I mean, once you see like those fireworks go off, like I said, the whole night long as you're like leaving Port Imperial, you know, it's going to be a spectacular. It's going to be nice weather. The weather's going to be nice. Mother Nature is cooperating when you get out there. Like these photos are amazing, right? But like to see it in front of you, it doesn't even do it justice really when you see it in front of you. I mean, like, you know, you have the Empire State Building shooting off fireworks, then you have the Macy's barges shooting off fireworks right in front of you, and the music's going and the synchronized music, and we once again we have the whole time we have a DJ on board, and we also have a cash bar. We can get some cocktails, some soft drinks, some snacks. So it's one big party, and it's really just something that everyone needs to put on their bucket list, you know, is to take one of these firework cruises for the Macy's show. They have a spectacular event planned. Oh my gosh, when they were explaining all the different colors that are going to be out there. And the show, they said it's about 20 to 25 minutes. So we're going to be out there, like, once again, leaving at 6:45, 7 o'clock, heading down the Hudson into the harbor, going up to the East River. So we will be out there until the fireworks end. And then it's even festive on the way back. You're coming back, you're in a great mood, still the DJs going, and you can catch some of the other fireworks. Some like Jersey City has some great fireworks there that you can see. And it's just really a wonderful way to celebrate the 4th of July. And when you're on these boats, it's amazing how many people from different countries are here just to celebrate the 4th of July, which is something that you don't even really think about. Like,
I wouldn't have thought of that at all.
Like, people from all over the world. I mean, like local people on the boats, but some people from that, you know, that come from different states, but then people from different countries, and they're just so amazed at this celebration.
Yeah,
I love it. And you know what, Jen, we really don't think of, our transit systems as event hosts. What other events does New York Waterways do?
New York for event wise? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously this is like one of our favorites of the year. We are actually starting to run tours through big city tours that started. So they are running throughout the summer, which is a harbor tour, hop on, hop off tour. And that's going to be a lot of fun. And it's a 90-minute tour, so people should definitely check that out. We also do some fall foliage tours in the fall. Ooh. And I should also, and you can also do your own private charter if you want to do something too as well, if you want to have your own party. And I should also mention that kids under 12 ride free for the summer. So starting July 5th, we're starting our very popular campaign, which is, we want to give families the opportunity to enjoy New York City, to enjoy the ferry during the summer months. So starting July 5th, kids under 12 ride free on all routes for New York Waterways. So people just love that. And there's so many things to do in the city in the summer. Another great place to check out, we also run, not directly from Port Imperial, but we're on the boats for Governor's Island. So that's a lot of fun as well. So lots of things happening throughout the summer in the harbor. And, I encourage everyone to come out, bring your families, the ferry adds it adds to the adventure, whether you're commuting into the city or you're going in for leisure, the ferry adds to the adventure of it all. And, we have a lot of people, the connectivity, you're talking about transit, the connectivity, a lot of people take the train in front into Hoboken, and then they hop on the ferry and they go to Brookfield Place, which a lot of families do with little kids. We've seen it on Facebook. We're like, what should we do for on the weekend? Take the train to Hoboken and take the ferry to Brookfield, which a lot of families love to do. Or, take it to Manhattan, because there's a lot of things to do there as well, as we know.
It's awesome. It's such a fun ride. Where can folks get tickets to the 4th of July extravaganza?
Well, you can check out our website, nywaterway.com/July 4th. You can buy tickets there online. If, people that have relatives coming over from the city, they get a free Midtown tickets with that. If they have, relatives that are staying in the city or, live in the city that are coming over to take the cruise because they leave from Port Imperial and Weehawken, they get a free a ferry ticket with that as well. So, you can log on. We still have tickets available. We have our brand new FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt boat going out. That's a 600 passenger vessel, but they're not selling out these boats. They're only selling half of the passenger count. So people have room to party, to dance, to space out, So like I said, these boats are, the FDR is humongous. Like that's going out at 6:45. So that's a great vessel to be on. And any of the vessels are great to be on on the 4th of July in the Hudson River. I've gone several years, and it's always a lot of fun, especially the people that you meet on the boats. The crews love interacting with the passengers, and it's just a really big party. It's so much fun.
It sounds like so much fun. I'm a little jealous that I'm not able to make it this year, but it sounds incredible. Jen Schuck, New York Waterways, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Great seeing you. Happy 4th.
It's good to see you. Happy 4th of July.
Well, speaking of the 4th coming up, we usually think of beer and with our barbecue, right? But we've got someone who's going to tell us how to pair wine with your holiday cookout.
Oh, that sounds about right to me. Plus, how much is that cookout going to cost you? We've got to look at just what it's going to take to feed a crowd this weekend.
Yeah, and it's not cheap. Don't forget to check out our Instagram giveaway this week, too. We've got the Sack leather crossbody bag with interchangeable straps and a heart-healthy cookbook, courtesy of the American Heart Association.
So in order to enter to win, follow us on Instagram at NJ Morning Show and follow at AHA New Jersey. Find the picture of the items in our feed, tag 3 friends to be entered to win. We'll message the winner next week.
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? You can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
The American Lung Association invites you to join us outside in 2021 for our Fight for Air Climb events. Now more than ever, we need you in the fight for clean air and healthy lungs. Let's go outside and climb, because every step counts. Visit us at lung.org.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show.
Meteorologist Mike Favetta is here with a look at that 4th of July forecast. Hey, Mike.
Good morning. We've got a really hot day on our hands. It started muggy this morning, and it gets even warmer through this afternoon. Could even be some heat alerts going up before the day is through, down toward the Trenton area. That usually sees those alerts first. And then there's also the poor air quality today due to all of that haze and humidity. Pretty stagnant air across the state. Through this afternoon, the summer weather is on in full effect. And even throughout this evening, as some clouds roll in, we see some showers and storms beginning tomorrow, but they exit just in time for, say, your early afternoon barbecue on Sunday. Weather looks pretty fantastic Sunday afternoon. Sunday morning might have a few lingering sprinkles down along the shore points. Northern New Jersey clears out nice and early. Monday's looking great everywhere, and even with all of the hot weather today, while it's just a one-day hot weather event, yeah, yesterday was pretty warm too. It's always important to play it safe, specifically since I'm sure a lot of people will be enjoying maybe some alcoholic beverages in the heat. You could exacerbate any heat illness quickly, especially with the alcoholic beverages. So here's some heat safety tips for you, especially when you're in the sun this weekend. Looking ahead to Monday, plenty of sunshine but less humidity. The 3-day forecast has temperatures cooling back down into the upper 80s for tomorrow, low 80s on Sunday, and much less humidity on Monday. It'll feel really fantastic for the 4th. Pretty picture-perfect weather, in fact, as you maybe line up for fireworks at your local area. We'll take another check of your forecast, give you that fireworks forecast coming up. That's in just a few minutes. Cara and Kristina?
Sounds good. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Mike.
You bet.
And of course, Don Smith has a look at the ride down the shore and across New Jersey.
Yeah, good morning, Kristina, and good morning, Karen. Good morning, Mike. Let's get you over to the maps here this morning. Give you an update if you were with us about 15 minutes ago. I told you about this crash along eastbound 195. It was right in here out by exit 11. That has now been cleared, so all your travel lanes are open, so that's some good news. It had been actually closed, subject to closure in that terminology for about the last hour and a half or so, so we're in fine shape just east of the turnpike. as we continue out towards Six Flags Great Adventure. I'm sure that's going to be a very busy and popular place as well with these warm temperatures. Let's take a look at the shore communities now. 36, 35 looks pretty good through Seabright, through Long Branch, a little busy here, both ways up at the Monmouth Mall and 35, but the Parkway is doing well. Right off the Driscoll Bridge, heading all the way down through the Homedale area and exit 116 in the Arts Center. Starting to see a little busier condition here at the interchange in Wall at 98. And also on 35, it's starting to pick up some light traffic through Spring Lake and Manasquan. Still so far so good getting across the Broadway across the Brielle Bridge this morning, but even 70 looks good, but 35 starting to see some delays now heading south into Manalocan, and then further south out towards Lavalette and Seaside Heights getting awfully crowded as well. Let's head a little bit further to the south. Atlantic City, we're moving fine. Ocean City, Wildwood, Cape May, Garden State Parkway, Route 9 is going to be in the clear. As we head up to the north and the west, it's west here on the Atlantic City Expressway. About exit 38, we're getting word of a crash there, just a minor backup. Now, your Delaware River crossings are going to be in good shape. At Delaware Memorial Bridge, things are fine in that location. Let's go further north up the Turnpike, nice and quiet into Mercer County through Middlesex, 287, Edison, South Plainfield. That's looking good. The only little blip on the Parkway is this southbound delay from about exit 144 to exit 140, and that's through that long-term repair here south of 78 in the Union Toll Plaza, is really tying up traffic back for about 2 to 3 miles. It's going to run you about another 10 or 15 minutes, and some of the volume could also be related to some of our folks and friends in Essex County looking to head down the shore, doing it early on this Friday. But 287, 80, 78 heading out towards Pennsylvania. The Poconos is good. 287 is fine. 80 through Patterson and the Parkway through Bloomfield is good. But 17, friends, we're still dealing with this crash here out in Allendale, out by Allendale Road. That is still tying the ride up back through Hocus. So at least one lane is out of service there. That's going to run you about 15 or 20 minutes. Let's give you the latest numbers here from our friends at the Port Authority. This morning, we'll go about 10, 15 at the George, about 10 at the Lincoln and Holland, and your transit situation is going to be on or close to schedule. And that's what's happening here in the traffic center. Cara, Kristina, we'll send it back to you.
All right, looking good. Thanks so much, Don. Well, of course, New Jersey is among 2022's 15 most independent states. That's according to a study from Wallet Hub.
Right. Wallet Hub compared the 50 states across 39 metrics, which measure how dependent Americans are on the government and other people for finances, their jobs, and personal vices.
So based on their statistics, New Jersey is the 13th most independent state in the nation, placing 26th for financial dependency, 7th for government dependency, and 18th for job market dependence.
The top 3 independent states were Colorado, Virginia, and Utah. I feel like this is fitting though, because we're one of the original 13 colonies,
right.
So we're one of the 13th most independent states. I'm like,
right.
this is appropriate. I like it.
We're independently one of the most expensive for taxes.
Yeah. Yes, hands down. I think we're the most expensive.
I don't think that was part of the Wallet
I don't think that was part of that study.
But I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, that's in there too, for sure.
Well, speaking of costs, right? If you're celebrating independence this weekend, you're about to pay more for it.
Yeah, the cost of a July 4th cookout is about 17% higher this year.
They're hitting you everywhere. A new American Farm Bureau Federation survey says consumers will pay an average of about $69.68. This is for a 10-person cookout.
Clearly, this is not an Italian barbecue.
No, because that doesn't seem like a lot of money.
That's like what it would cost, like for us for one person.
Like that's for burgers, I
Yeah.
feel like, or like sausage and
like
peppers.
one thing alone. Yeah, exactly. The overall cost is up 17%, or about $10 from last year, a result of ongoing supply chain disruptions, inflation, and the war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
And
is that just like one burger per person?
Yeah,
Or
I
like-
was gonna say, I was like, are we just anticipating like a single?
No leftovers.
No leftovers.
Like that doesn't seem like a lot.
That does not seem
But
right.
I guess it adds up, right? So like if you, that's the average, but I mean most people tend to go above and beyond what their budget is for parties. I mean, usually you have it written out, but sometimes you're like, oh, I need that too, and oh, that looks good. So
I'll tell you what though, I always recommend this, but go to your local farmer's market
Yes.
for your produce, your fruits,
Yeah.
veggies, things like even your meats if you can get them, because
Yeah.
you're probably going to get a better price. You're definitely going to get better quality.
Yes.
And you're going to support your neighbors, your local farmers.
Yeah.
So
and that's
it's
really what it's about too. You know,
worthwhile.
Yeah.
I'd rather give $70 to the guy next door, and be like, hey, those zucchini came out your backyard, right? Versus
They're super fresh.
they are very fresh, Jersey fresh. That's how we like things. And listen, hey, speaking of that 4th of July barbecue, we typically think of serving beer with barbecue. It just seems right.
Yeah, of course. But our next guest is going to tell us what wines to serve this weekend. Yes. Please welcome Carol Berman from Class in a Glass to the show. Good morning to you, Carol. We're all ready.
We're ready. We're ready for you, Carol.
I'm more than ready.
So wine?
You have to get your fruits in early in the day, your fruit, for your diet. So
yes.
So wine with a barbecue, is this really a thing? I mean, I'm down with it, but is it a thing for everybody?
It may not be a thing for everybody, but I think that it works perfectly, wonderfully with everything, the heat, the beaching, the grilling. If the wines are the type of wine that is not going to overpower and knock you off your chair, easy, balanced, beautiful. The two that I've selected today, I think, are absolutely perfect for July 4th weekend.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what do we have and what are we starting with?
We're starting with the rosé.
Okay.
Yes, rosé all day.
Rosé all
Christina
day.
was really excited about the rosé.
And it's almost noon, so it's okay.
That's it. 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yes, it is. Okay, so what you are tasting is from France. It's from the Loire Valley. It is Olga Raffot Chinon Rosé. Chinon is the appellation in the Loire Valley in France where the wine comes from. And the grape is Cabernet Franc.
Oh, okay. So why? So you had mentioned, Carol, the beach, the pool, the heat. I mean, and you had asked us to chill this before the show. So how do we, what do you recommend? Kind of if you're traveling with your wine, to to the pool, to the beach. What's the best way to keep it at the best temperature?
Well, first of all, this wine, when you get it from the store, I would chill it for half an hour only in the refrigerator.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Because to over chill a wine, the wine closes up like we do in the winter. We get really cold. We do this. The wines do it too.
Oh,
so
wow.
we want to be able to smell it and taste it and enjoy it. So I would say probably just get a little cooler and put the wines to be chilled in that cooler. And that's it.
It's really nice and light,
I
too.
like this
it's
a
not
lot.
super heavy if you're going to be outside and it's hot, too.
Yeah.
Like, it's perfect.
It is, and I don't particularly care for rosés typically. What sort of foods,
Yeah.
like barbecue foods, would you pair this with?
I would definitely do with any type of grilled fish, grilled shrimp. Works well with salmon. Hey, do it with hamburgers and hot dogs. It works perfectly well. I can guarantee you. It's very food friendly. You can start with it and have it with your food and whatever, your hors d'oeuvres, and it works perfectly well.
That's great.
I like it very much. I'm going to put this in my
Good.
mug. That's it. The mug is done. That's it. We're done
There's
for
no
the day with
coffee
the
in
mug.
there. That would be funky. Tell us about the second one, too.
The
What is
second
this one?
wine is from the northern part of Greece. Producer is Apostolos Timiopoulos. He is a young winemaker. His wines they had me at Opa. I actually had dinner with him a few years ago, and he just knocked me out. His wines were so beautiful. And this grape is called Zino Mavro. And it is a very kind of almost ethereal in the glass. It's not, you notice it's not very powerful, but it's full of beautiful berries, almost like brambleberry, almost a little Asian spicing in there. And I think it's a wine that you can even slightly chill, for 10 minutes before you pour it, which I like to do when it's hot out, just a slight chill. But it's very clean. It's organically produced, as was the first one, because, I'm big into the organic movement here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never had Greek wine before. This is excellent.
Really?
Yeah, really. You're
I
enjoying.
still have
She's
the other
enjoying
one.
her rosé. I was like, give me the red.
What would you pair with this
for you,
one?
Cara, more for you.
What would you pair with the red one?
With the red, I think it's great with if you're doing any kind of beef skirt steaks, ribs. Wonderful with ribs. Chef Jesse Jones's barbecue would be like knees would be
Would be
buckled.
right about it. Chef Jessie Jones is a good friend of both mine and Carol is actually, and that's actually how I got introduced to her. So yes, you're 100% right. This definitely goes a nice brisket. I hope Chef Jessie's watching right now. Okay, he's about to get a phone call.
Where can we find you?
It's a beautiful wine. Both of them are great for hot weather drinking. They're not going to knock you off your feet. In moderation, of course.
Yes, I mean, of course. Yeah. So where can we find more about you and more great wine pairing tips?
Well, classinaglasswine.com is my company. I do in-home tastings, parties. I do some traveling. If you want in-home parties or classes or something, just give me a call.
Awesome.
These were excellent. Cara Berman, Class in a Glass. Thank you so much. Wine with barbecue. I love it.
I dig it. I dig it.
Amazing. And fireworks.
And fireworks. That's it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Carol. Have a great 4th of July.
You too.
All right, well, coming up, we're talking fitness fashion with the founder of an eco-friendly maternity activewear company.
Plus, we've got your weekend covered with a look at events going on throughout the state.
Plus, don't forget you can follow along all weekend on social. Just head over to NJ Morning Show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and click follow.
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We are school teachers. We are leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
The American Lung Association invites you to join us outside in 2021 for our Fight for Air Climb events. Now more than ever, we need you in the fight for clean air and healthy lungs. Let's go outside and climb, because every step counts. Visit us at lung.org.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show.
We've got your holiday forecast and beyond with meteorologist Mike Favetta. I don't know if it's the heat that's making me feel a little like woozy, or is it the
wine?
Or
the 2 glasses of wine that we just drank? Could be.
5 o'clock somewhere.
somewhere. But, it's all about, I think, taking that heat in moderation today, considering how warm it could feel later on this afternoon. We have the high heat, the high humidity, poor air quality, and it's just going to be kind of generally, I think, quite humid throughout this evening. That's what brings us to your weather menu, starting off our Friday evening. Yeah, outdoor dining, maybe in the shade. It's going to be hot, 91 degrees over in Morristown, 90 in Hoboken, and 91 in Cherry Hill. This is at 6 o'clock in the evening, so it stays very warm. Obviously, you get a lovely sea breeze from Cape May and Atlantic City, cooling you down into the upper 70s. Around New Jersey, day by day, town by town, it's going to be very warm this weekend. Okay, Rocco. Yep, he wants to, maybe get outside and enjoy all that sunshine today, because with all of the improving weather for Sunday, looks much better by Sunday afternoon. Starting off on Saturday, however, yes, there is going to be a little bit of the haze, humidity, and thunderstorm activity. So tomorrow needs to keep a close eye to the sky, especially if you have any outdoor plans. In the afternoon, toward Belmar, toward Trenton, even over in Camden, I likely see those highs climb into the mid-80s with the muggy weather and, of course, some thunderstorms into the evening. Now, by the time we get into Sunday, that's where we have much more comfortable weather, and the weather looks very dry by Sunday afternoon. In fact, it improves so much that on the 7-day forecast, Independence Day looking very pleasant. Monday's high of 86 degrees will feel very nice with low, comfortable levels of humidity. Tuesday, also very pleasant, cooling down into the mid-80s. And then by Wednesday and Thursday, we see that temperature drop into the low 80s and remain there. But notice those overnight lows, the blue numbers at the bottom, they stay quite warm, only in the low 70s. So a hot one today, but there is some relief on the way, and just have to pay the price a little bit with some rain by tomorrow afternoon. Cara, Kristina?
I feel like Rocco wants to get the 4th of July party started early.
Yeah.
He does. He does. This will be his first fireworks, so that'll be interesting.
Oh boy, you gotta see how he does.
I know.
I
Gotta
gotta
get the big earmuffs.
No,
Big-
it doesn't
Yeah.
bother Roxy at all.
Same with
Really?
Ollie.
She's
Yeah.
not bothered in
Well,
the
we'll
least.
have
She's
to
like,
see.
whatever.
Hopefully,
All right.
same with you, Mike.
A plastic
makes
bag, on the other hand,
Done.
end of story. That she's running.
That's so funny. Ollie's the same way. He's like, I'm done.
Makes
I'm
you feel
gone.
better. All right,
Yeah.
I'll let you know. I'll give you a report next week.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Good luck
Thanks,
to you.
Mike.
Thanks, Mike. And Don Smith has a look at the ride for us.
Thank you, Cara, and good morning, Kristina. Good morning, Mike. Maybe you're onto something there with those dog earmuffs or whatever. All right, maybe go into Shark Tank or something. Unfortunately, friends, we do have some issues here in Bergen County. It's along 17, and if you've been with us here the last 35 minutes or so, I've been talking about this accident on 17 northbound here in Saddle River out by Allendale Road. Still closing up at least the left lane, and we're well back through Hohokis. My feeling is, just looking at the traffic flows and the maps, I have a feeling that this may have just been cleared, because this was in bright red here just a few minutes ago, but it's starting to just kind of thin out a little bit. So still maybe stay with Franklin Turnpike instead for about the next 10, 15 minutes or so. Garden State Parkway is fine into Rockland County if that's where you're headed for the long holiday weekend to maybe beat some of the heat up towards the mountains. Oakland, 287 is good. 208, we're doing fine, although heading south here this morning, there's going to be no construction, although they may be doing a little bit of road work here out through Fairlawn Avenue, just a minor brief backup, but usually about 12 o'clock or so, they suspend all of the road work on the state highways, Parkway, Turnpike, all the interstate, Route 80 and Route 78, 287 for the holiday weekend. So North Jersey looks clean and green on 80. The Parkway, Route 3 is fantastic. Parkway, the only little hiccup here is really heading south this morning, getting out through the Union Toll, the old Union Tolls. Through that long-term construction, we're still back through about exit 143. Going to run you about another 10 minutes or so. But the Turnpike is moving along fine. So is the Parkway through Middlesex County. Let's widen it up, show you Route 80, green all the way out to the Delaware Water Gap. We're fine. 287, 78, also looking good through Clinton and Lebanon and all the way out towards Pennsylvania. 287, terrific. Maybe heading out towards Flemington, Hillsborough for the weekend. East Amwell over to New Hope, Lambertville. That is going to be clear. Let's head down the shore now. Now, your Parkway is starting to build a little more moderate volume here this morning. Nothing reported. Just starting to see some traffic here heading south of Tinton Falls in towards the 100s, out towards Route 18. Now 71 getting busier by the minute. Same thing along 36 out through Monmouth Park and towards the 35 merge there. And then we continued through Neptune and Asbury Park. Still okay. Eastbound 138 is a little bit slow out to Route 18 with a Parkway 98. So far, so good. But look at 71. Belmar, Spring Lake getting really busy. Same thing 34, 35 on the approaches into Point Pleasant, starting to get a little more crowded as to be expected. And then Bayhead through Mataloka and 35 is really a fairly slow ride. And then even further south into Lavalette, Seaside Heights is starting to get crowded. Now eastbound 37 coming off the Parkway at exit 82, also picking up some shore traffic slowly building there. But your Parkway is fine through the rest of Southern Ocean County, Atlantic City, all the way out to Cape May and exit 0. Wildwood is clear. Southwestern Jersey is fine on 295 to the Delaware Memorial Bridge. Atlantic City Expressway is clear, and so is Mercer County. Let's give you the rundown here at our Hudson River crossings. We'll stay about 10 minutes across the board. We're in holiday mode here today, so that is good news. And transit, everything also is in good shape on or close to schedule. And that's happening here in the traffic center at 9:38. Cara, Kristina, send it back into you.
Thanks, Don.
Well, of course, everybody's throwing a party this weekend, it seems, and Cape May is holding its Independence Day parade after a 2-year hiatus due, of course, to COVID. Mm-hmm. Back in the parade this year is the Best Decorated contest. Participants strongly urged to decorate themselves, their bikes, their carriages, for all sorts of prizes. It's a good time.
I like it.
Meantime, the New Jersey Symphony holding its Sounds of Summer free outdoor concert. Admission is free.
Historic Cold Springs Village annual Independence Day celebration features a variety of patriotic family activities, programs, and music. The restored historic buildings will be open for demonstrations. And then Bordentown is holding its 4th of July festivities today. In addition to the township fireworks, there will be food vendors and live music.
Meantime, the Lead Fest State Fair, Law Enforcement Against Drugs and Violence, continues in Mercer County Park this weekend. There is still time to grab tickets for food, fun, and rides. Also, St. Ambrose Parish hosting its annual summer festival. That's with games, rides, and raffles of all different kinds. Typically, about 15,000 people attend the 4-day volunteer run event every single year. It sounds like a good time.
I just thought, and I love this time of year because I was driving around, you start to see all the signs for like the local town community
and there's
carnivals.
So much.
And there's so much going on. And I just remember being a kid, like, the town carnival was like the event of the year. You had to go. You had to go on all the rides, like
especially in high school too.
Especially in
like,
high school. It's like, who are you gonna
hey,
ride the Ferris wheel with?
Are you going to the county fair
Yep.
this weekend?
Yep.
Like, Middlesex County Fair, because I grew up in East Brunswick, so that was like literally in our backyard every summer. So it was like the place to be.
The place to be. And I literally was driving by and I was like, man, what great memories of like doing all this stuff.
That's when you know summer is like officially in full swing.
It is here.
Such a good time.
Absolutely. All right, so coming up, our next guest, Ellen Hockley Harrison, started her eco-friendly maternity line in the spring of 2020 while she was pregnant with her son.
Unbelievable. As someone who loves movement for both mental and physical health, she couldn't find clothing that suited her changing body.
And here to tell us all about her evergreen activewear brand, please welcome Ellen Hockley Harrison to the show. Good morning, Ellen. How are you?
Hello. Good morning. I'm well. How are you both?
Yay. Good, thank you. So tell us a little about what makes your brand different from other maternity and postpartum lines.
Totally. Yeah. So our brand, it's completely eco-friendly from start to finish. So basically we source all of our fabric from a factory in Italy. It's produced here actually in Bergen County. Like all of our fabric, all of our product is manufactured here in Bergen County. And so we're super eco-friendly, soup to nuts. But in addition, when I started the brand, it was really important to me that I made products that were super, super functional. And I worked out until the day before my son was born.
Wow.
I am sort of obsessed with my Peloton. And so, I actually rode until the day before I went into labor. And one of the things that was really difficult for me was sitting on the bike. And so the impetus for the brand was really that I felt like we needed padded maternity cycling shorts. And there are, hundreds of padded cycling shorts for everyday folks, but there was nothing in the market for maternity. And so we created that. We actually have a patent pending on the first pair of padded maternity cycling shorts.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so we're really, really excited about that. And that was like for sure the impetus for the brand. And then other than that, it was just, I wanted things that were functional for movement, but weren't leggings. Like, yeah, we make a pair of leggings, but I didn't want one more pair of really soft leggings. I wanted something that was going to hold my body in place as I grew. And in particular, I'm actually wearing one of our sports bras right now, but in particular, I have this zipper in the front because I really wanted people to be able to have access. It sounds so silly to say on TV, access to their breasts, but if you've had kids,
exactly. If you have to breastfeed, that's really you can't be digging them out.
Exactly. And so we have a zipper front sports bra that has.
I'm not actually a mom, but am I wrong? Like, sometimes you gotta.
It's true. We don't like digging. Not like digging for gold. No, actually, kind of is. But, yeah.
No, it's so true. And you want something that's comfortable and accessible, and that you can wear, not just for exercise, but also that you can wear sort of throughout the day and all the time. And if you're nursing or pumping. We have both options for that actually in the same sports bra, which is really great. We have a clip at the top so that you can unclip if you nurse. And then we have sort of a little pouch pocket so that you can put in your pump, which is super functional. Plus we have adjustable straps right here, which when I was when I was pregnant, I could not get on any of my sports bras
yeah.
or adjust them because all of the adjustments were, way far in the back here, and you're super pregnant and really uncomfortable. And,
right. You're like, I can't
I
reach
got
that
no
part
time
of
for
myself.
this.
but it doesn't work. By the end of my pregnancy, my husband was like, no, just wear, you look ridiculous trying to get those on. Can I wear something else?
Such a great supporter.
Thanks, sweetheart. I love you too. But
That's funny.
But he was actually the one who was like, are you sure these padded cycling shorts don't exist? And I was like, love, I've spent hundreds of hours on the internet. If you can find them, I will pay you to find them. And after he spent a whole bunch more time, he was like, okay, we should do something about this.
Granted.
So my question is, can you wear these post maternities? I found you had those certain pieces during your pregnancy that you wore like all the time, and you're like, man, I want to keep wearing them. I'm not pregnant anymore, but it fits and it's functional. Can you wear these post? Yeah,
absolutely. So our legging actually has a really innovative aspect to it. I'm going to hold it up and show you all. So this also has zippers. It has zippers on both sides. So that way, as you grow, you can open them.
So cool.
And then after you have your baby and your body starts to change again, then you can zip them back up. I'm currently wearing a pair. They're super comfortable. And so currently only our leggings have that zipper. But the idea is that the way we created our belly band, which you can see here on the padded cycling short, is that it's created in a way so it has stretch, but also has a piece of elastic at the top. So that way it will stay up. So as your body starts to change, and a lot of women, it takes years for them to sort of feel like they're in a more comfortable space. And so it's nice to not have to kind of squeeze back into the more traditional activewear. And so the band comes down low. The idea is that also hits sort of just below. If you may have had a C-section, it should be below your incision line for long-term comfort.
I love it. I mean, I'm 4 years post, and I feel like I'm still like pulling on I'm like, where is my maternity jeans? I wish I still have them.
I love the zipper because I always thought I feel like they do that in like young children's clothing, right? Because they grow so quickly.
Yep.
And I was like, why did we not make this for adults?
Humans, like adults.
I'm like, I'll swing 5 pounds in a week. Like,
I mean, on this weekend between all the hot dogs and the wine.
No kidding.
Definitely.
And I don't know, we're Italian. I'm like, exactly. Like what? Like Thanksgiving,
Christmas. Oh my God.
Let me just unzip these. Hang on.
You do the rubber band around the fly, and it's like the rubber band snaps. It's not a good look.
You got to start marketing this to non-maternity because it really works.
Totally.
That sounds appealing to me right now.
Yes,
I mean, we can send you a pair if you want to try them out.
I might take you up on that. So, Ellen, we're having too much fun here, clearly. How has starting an apparel brand during a pandemic affected the brand and even production? I know we hear about supply chain issues constantly now.
It's been a challenge. We've had, if I have to hear the word supply chain from another supplier, I might have a nervous breakdown. But it's true. But honestly, one of our, I had never been in apparel pre-COVID. I was an event planner, ran my own business for many years, and then we all know what happened to events in the beginning of COVID. Yeah. And so when I started this brand, I had all these expectations. I was like, we're going to prototype and design. And by the end of next year, we're going to have our product. And when I started working with product designers, they were like, we're going to have to kind of reset those expectations a little bit. That's not really how the apparel business works. And I was like, okay, cool. So it took us a year to design and prototype, which I guess is actually fairly average. Mm-hmm. But then when it came to the production part, our issues with COVID were, some of them were supply chain, but a lot of them were actually like factory workers were out sick and it was COVID and people were unvaccinated because the vaccine hadn't come out. And so you have to just sort of, again, reset your expectations and understand that as a super small business, we're not a large scale company, Nike, Lululemon, whatever, who orders tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, I don't know, SKUs. We're ordering, 1,000 pieces across 60 SKUs. Mm-hmm. And so as a smaller brand, we've definitely run into a lot of COVID challenges and just challenges around starting a new business in COVID, starting a new business when you have a newborn, like there's my son.
All those other things that play a factor.
Right. My son will be 2 next month. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is insane. And I started this brand. I actually started working with our product and design team the week he was born. They sent me a contract and they said, can we do our onboarding call on Friday? And I said, well, my OB thinks I might have a baby by Friday. Could we do it on Wednesday instead? And Friday, Friday I went into labor and he was born on Saturday. It's like, so it's been, every day is an adventure. COVID definitely made it more of an adventure, but I also think that no matter when I would have started the brand, there are still so many challenges you run into as a startup, as an apparel startup, as a self-funded apparel startup. We don't have big financial backers. So that is, somebody's like, oh, well, let's spend, $50,000 on a marketing campaign. And you're like, let's maybe spend $3,000 on a campaign.
Can we just tone it down a little? Yeah. Quite a journey you've been on. This is amazing. Where can we find you and your brand?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are currently direct to consumer only. So you can buy us on our website, which is evergreenactivewear.com. If you also feel like you want to give us a follow, you can find us on Instagram at Evergreen Activewear, Facebook at Evergreen Activewear, all the places. And if you join our mailing list, you get 10% off your first purchase.
Nice. Little savings there.
I like it.
Ellen Hockley Harrison, Evergreen Activewear. Thank you so much for being with us. This was super fun.
You. It was super fun. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.
Yes. Have a great weekend. So fun. I feel like I need those right now.
I was going to say, the zipper ones, I'm sold.
Yeah,
really.
For sure. Well, coming up, Todd Smith has one more look at the Jersey Shore traffic for the weekend.
And meteorologist Mike Favetta has another look at that extended weekend forecast.
Hey, we got a fun one for you here. Don't forget to check out our Instagram giveaway this week. We've got the Sack leather crossbody bag with interchangeable straps and a heart healthy cookbook. That's courtesy of the American Heart Association.
So follow us on Instagram at NJ Morning Show and follow at AHA New Jersey. Find the picture of the items in our feed, tag 3 friends to be entered to win, and we will message the winner next week.
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We are school teachers. We are leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
The American Lung Association invites you to join us outside in 2021 for our Fight for Air Climb events. Now more than ever, we need you in the fight for clean air and healthy lungs. Let's go outside and climb, because every step counts. Visit us at lung.org.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show.
Meteorologist Mike Favetta is back. Mike, what can we expect with the weather for the weekend?
We've got great weather for fireworks, certainly, except if you have plans on Saturday. I think it may get delayed to the rain date, but Sunday and Monday are great alternatives with mostly sunny skies both days. In fact, your fireworks forecast has some of that wet weather around lingering through Saturday evening, but Sunday is a beautifully dry day. We're dry statewide by the afternoon, and we keep that dry weather and less humidity around going right into Monday. So if you plan to travel to the beach perhaps this weekend, you'll have excellent beach weather on Sunday and Monday. Saturday, looking a bit rough, even as we have those morning showers on Sunday. Again, they don't last long, so if you, say, go in the afternoon to the beaches on Sunday, you'll be fine, but it could be a little wet early on in the morning. The 7-day forecast is mostly sunny skies sticking around on the 4th. On Tuesday, we're back to cooler weather, 83 degrees. That's just just a degree or two below average, but it will be dry and less humid by then. Have another chance of rain on Wednesday and keeping it in the low 80s on Thursday. It's quintessential July weather to end the week of, begin the first week of July, now that June is over. Starting off our weekend, at least on a hot and humid note, kind of like summer should, right?
It does. It feels appropriate. It's not my favorite, but it feels appropriate.
And one of the 3 holiday days this weekend isn't terrible, right? To be a little bit of a, So we got 2 other days that'll be good.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Mike, we agree.
Thanks so much, Mike. We appreciate it.
See you next week.
And Todd Smith, what are the roads looking like this morning?
Yeah, thank you, Kristina, and good morning, Karen. Good morning, Mike. And let's take a look at our shore report here with the roads. Let's go to our map, shall we? We will start it off on the Parkway, and already starting to see some backups now as we head south into exit 105. That's for Route 18 and Route 66 here this morning. So that is still starting to see a little bit of moderate volume going to be building in that location. Also, 35, 36 out through the Long Branch area. We're also seeing that as well. So again, just be mindful heading down the shore. Now, just to give you an update on 17, we're also seeing that crash actually just got cleared now here this morning. So that was going to be in the Allendale area out by Allendale Road. So everything has been reopened there. But, for the most part, the rest of New Jersey, getting out towards the Poconos, even in towards Pennsylvania via 78, and that is clear. The rest of your Garden State Parkway, we are moving fine all the way through Southern Ocean County, picking up a little bit of light volume on eastbound 37 now as you get east of the Parkway here this morning. So there's our maps, and going south here at 105 is a little bit busy. 35, 36 is starting to load up here through Long Branch out through Monmouth Park. But the Parkway after 105 is fine all the way out to 98. And starting to see a few more delays here. Just some light volume in the Spring Lake on 35, at 34, at 35 is getting busier by the minute. And now we are seeing delays in Point Pleasant out by Arnold Avenue coming off of the Broadway Bridge. Let me see if I can bring up the camera first here. South of the Raritan Toll Plaza. No, that's not the camera I wanted. So we were going to show you the Driscoll Bridge, but I pulled the wrong camera up. That is the camera there that I wanted to show you. So you see the Driscoll Bridge already starting to see some moderate volume building in that location. Let's go to the traffic cameras because I wanted to show you 35 here this morning, or at that Broadway Bridge. Just want to see how busy that is actually getting into Point Pleasant out through just before Arnold Avenue. And yeah, look at that, really starting to load up now, getting into Point Pleasant. So this is normally what we see, getting into a holiday weekend. Obviously, these warmer temperatures are certainly fueling that as well. Everyone looking for a cool piece of the shore. Seaside Heights, 35, really getting crowded now. But the Parkway is running fine out of Ocean and towards Atlantic County, all the way down into Cape May, Somers Point, Ocean City, Wildwood, and Cape May. Southwestern section is looking good here out to the Delaware Memorial Bridge. Into Wilmington is fine. The Turnpike, 195, we are clear. Also a pretty good ride on 78, 287, as I mentioned. 80, Route 3, 280 is clear. The only other little backup here, we have 2 spots here. The first is going to be on the Garden State Parkway, heading south into the long-term construction at 140. That's tied up because of the repair. Also east on 78, doing some road work out here by 124. And then also east on 22 out by Weequahic Park. I think something just happened here just as Mike was doing weather. So we're backed up through Broad Street and Hillside. So if you're heading out to EWR here this morning, please stay with 78. Hudson River crossings are in great shape, under about 10 minutes, and your transit situation also going to be looking good. But again, with these hot temperatures today, I would leave another about 10 to 15 minutes. Pad your travel time because signals and hot weather do not mix very well. You could start to see signal issues start to crop up throughout the day as these temps get closer into those mid-90s to almost 100 degrees, as Mike said. So again, just a little travel tip from the traffic center. That's what's happening here in the Tri-State Show Traffic Center and the NJ On Air Traffic Center. Also wanted to say happy 60th anniversary to my parents. 60 years. Amazing. So happy anniversary to them. Have a great 4th of July, everybody. Cara, Kristina, we'll send it back into you.
All right. Thanks so much, Don.
All right, well, we aren't the only ones who enjoy a swim in the ocean when the temperatures start to soar.
Yeah, check this out. The Cape May Whale Watcher posted photos on Facebook of these two loggerheads just out for a nice dip in the ocean.
I didn't think we got loggerheads up here,
Yeah.
honestly. So of the 7 species of sea turtles found around the world, 4 species are commonly seen in the Northeast, including along the Jersey Shore.
And loggerheads are one of them.
Those are big turtles.
Yeah,
Have you ever
they're
seen one? It's
huge,
a
yeah.
massive turtle.
They're adorable, though. They're just kind of like, hey,
They're
we're
just
chilling.
sea turtles are just a great.
They're just awesome.
Creature. I don't know. They're really cool. And you know what? It's always so good, I think, to see any of these animals in our waters, because it just means the water is healthy and they're thriving, they're doing well, and of course that's what we want to see.
Yeah, of course. And you know, whether you're taking a swim in the ocean this weekend, in the pool, having that barbecue, enjoying 4th of July, we hope you have a great time and a safe one as well.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
That's it for us on this Friday before the 4th of July.
Thank you so much for joining us. Happy 4th of July to you. Stay safe, eat well, be good to one another. We'll see you next week.